I just started sending emails to the same guys from the list that I got from ListKit. It was like 10K people, and from those, I got like around 100 replies and then 35 to 40 positive replies. And from those, I just booked 8 calls.
What's going on, guys? Andre Hakel Jr., the CEO and co-founder here at ListKit, and I'm here with my friend Doğucan, who's going to share with us some pretty awesome results he's getting using ListKit to supercharge his cold email outreach. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we're talking a little bit in the ListKit Slack community, and I know you've been joining some of the coaching calls in there that we do for free for all of our ListKit users. It's available, and you're telling me about some of the amazing results that you're already seeing using ListKit and implementing some of the coaching from our cold email experts. I think I'm not sure the time frame exactly, but we can get into it. But so far, you've booked 8 calls for your new agency. You've already signed one client, and it sounds like you have another client pending who's about to be starting with you in the next week or two. And so give us a full
Yeah.
breakdown of the results you're seeing with cold email using ListKit.
Actually, I started 3 months ago. I started using Apollo. Well, I didn't know cold email. I actually learned cold email from you guys, from Daniel. I went into the school, went like watched the courses, and then I didn't have money for ListKit initially, so I was using Apollo. I didn't know anything, so I wasn't getting any results, like nothing whatsoever. I'm like, okay, I thought maybe they lead list this problem. I didn't want it to take the blame on me, so I'm like, let's try the ListKit, and then I started getting some positive replies, but nothing was converting. Like I was getting, 1 to 2 positive replies. People were saying yes. I was sending them a video. Maybe my video was bad. I don't know, but like no booked calls, nothing for 2 months. And then I was at a really low point. I didn't have any money. I got 2K from my mom. I'm like, Mom, I think this is going to work, but like I need to try more. I need to learn more. I'm just a beginner. I got 2K. I've been living off of noodles for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know. And then I just started sending emails to the same guys from the list that I got from ListKit. It was like 10K people. And from those, I got like around 100 replies and then 35 to 40 positive replies. And from those, I just booked 8 calls.
Wow. Wow, dude. So literally just from that leads list of 10,000 leads from ListKit, that's where you got the 8 calls booked from so far, plus the one client you signed confirmed, plus the one client that is going to be starting with you in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, bro, because your mom's got to be really happy because she gave you $2,000, but to get 10,000 leads from ListKit, you only have to pay $297. And so if we just do some quick math on that, $297 divided by 8, dude, you're paying $37 per book call, which is crazy. And then you're paying
Yeah.
at most $297 per closed deal. If you close another deal, that cost cuts in half. Really, all we're looking at when it comes to cold email and whether or not you should continue to do it and do more of it, it's a math equation, right? It's like, how much are you paying per
Yeah.
call booked? And then out of all those calls, what's your close rate? Like, are you maintaining a solid close rate, meaning that the leads and the calls that are being booked from cold email are actually quality? And it sounds like for you, like you close 1 in 8, almost 2 in 8. The close rate's already really solid. And this is all coming from a one-time leads list of 10,000 leads from ListKit, which costs literally $297.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, I just went on 2 calls. So the other calls, I haven't talked to them yet. So I may close those too.
Amazing. So yeah, talk a little bit about your experience. So obviously the list kit leads, you
Yeah.
started using Apollo, you weren't getting any responses from leads from Apollo, and then you switched over to the list kit, and now you have an inbox full of over 100 replies. You're saying you got better and better at the actual conversion process, taking a reply to a book call. A lot of that has to do with some coaching you got from within inside the list kit community. And so can you speak on what that experience has been like?
Oh, it's been great. Before, since like I'm a beginner, I'm just trying something. It doesn't work. I'm like, okay, something is not working here, but like I don't know what's not working. I just try something new. It doesn't work. I started joining Liskit calls for like 2 weeks, I think. And every time I asked a question, I generally joined Lewis's coaching calls. It was amazing, man. like getting answers from something that you don't know or like haven't thought of before, and it actually works. That's so good because you can just like, okay, this part is solved. Now I can work on this problem. Okay, this one is solved. Let me work on this problem. And after some time, when a lot of those problems are solved, you just get calls.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about ListKit, and one of the things we always talk about is like before we even started ListKit, me and all my co-founders, like you mentioned, Daniel and some of the others,
Yeah,
we were a cold email lead generation agency. So we've been doing cold email for 6 years before we even started ListKit. And we also use cold email to grow all of our businesses. Like it helped us to grow our agency, it helped us to grow one of our coaching programs, and it's now helping us to grow ListKit. And so we're actively doing cold email to grow our own businesses. And we've been teaching at this point over 1,000 other B2B businesses how to implement cold email as a lead gen strategy for their business over the last couple of years. And so we know what we're doing. And so the thing is like ListKit, yeah, the leads are great from ListKit. They're triple verified. Like you're talking about, you're getting a higher response rate with ListKit leads than with any of our
yeah.
leads. But how do you actually capitalize on those leads, turn them into book calls, and turn them into client signs? So what was some of that advice that the ListKit coaches were giving you in the coaching calls?
So the big one was I was doing a retainer before. From the people I looked on YouTube, people were doing retainer. So I was like, okay, I'll do retainer too. I was doing 3K retainer. Nobody was buying, nobody was interested. They were saying too expensive on the emails when they asked, and nobody was getting on the calls. I asked Lewis, I'm like, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm doing this. And then he gave me really good advice. He said, do pay per call. And I was buying them the domains too. So let them buy the domains. And then he showed me some scripts to use, like frameworks to use. You can, ask a question here, keep it short, that kind of stuff. And then it kept building on. I had a follow-up issue. I wasn't following up with people enough. I was just like, hey, did you see my emails? And then I was like, okay, he didn't reply. I'll just forget about him. I kept replying, and then yeah, it's pretty
That's all.
good.
That's
Also, other than that, there are some things, especially on the deliverability side, that I didn't know about. I'm like, okay, the deliverability is very big issue that I need to check all the times. And the smart lead isn't good enough to, show you what your deliverability is. I learned that from Lewis, I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Deliverability is a huge focus right now with like getting results with cold email. So it's super, super important. But like if you again look at cold email as like a math equation, and it's also a funnel, right? It's like if you start with 10,000 leads, the first metric you're tracking for is like how many replies. Okay, let's say 100 replies. Okay. And then out of the 100 replies to the 10,000 leads, how many of those are positive? Let's just say 25. So now you're left with 25 positive replies. How many of those positive replies can you turn into a call booked? Let's just say 10. How many of the 10 calls booked do you actually get to show up to the appointment? Let's just say 8. And then out of the 8 that actually show up and you have a call with, how many of those can you close? Let's just say 1 or 2. Now the math just becomes to pay $297 a month to ListKit to get 10,000 new leads to put at the top of the funnel. If the rest of the numbers check out, you're ROI positive pretty easily. But if you're not,
Yeah.
or if you're at least falling behind, you can start to pick out pieces of the funnel where you need to go in and fix it. Because for you, it's like you had the 10,000 leads, you had the replies, but where things were breaking was taking the replies and turning those into calls booked, right?
Yeah. And then Lewis said, maybe you can try making a gamma doc or like put all of your stuff in there and then, make it nice and pretty. Instead of the videos, I just sent the gamma doc and it's been so good. People love it.
Yeah, so that really helps with two things, right? That specifically helps with the call booking rate. So converting more people to a call book because you're giving them a gamma doc that better explains your offer. But at the core of
Mhm.
that gamma doc, it's the offer that's working better than ever before. It's an offer that is optimized for cold outreach. And so a lot of businesses, they've been doing business for 10, 20, 30, maybe even over 50 years at this point, and they've never changed their offer, or they've never tried to optimize their offer for cold traffic, which is what cold email is, right? And so they're used
Yeah.
to getting referrals and getting their friends and family and people that are maybe local or just already recognize who they are. to sign up for their services, but as soon as they try to get someone cold to sign up, their offer is just not good enough. And so we also have, yeah, a great training on offer optimization. That's actually what Daniel, one of our co-founders, is really known for, is helping people with their offers. So yeah, there's lots to learn from everything you're sharing with us here.
Yeah, the courses are great, the coaching calls are great, community is great. I just got two of my friends in there like yesterday, I think. Yeah. So when you have a community, oh, I went on this call, I learned this, and then you pass that info to the other one, and then the other one goes to another call. Hey, I learned this. They pass that on to you. Like it's really great. It really feels like you're not alone because when you're just a beginner and you don't know anything, it's really easy to, get overwhelmed.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know it, man. I know it. I mean, and everyone starts there, right? And you might not be a beginner in business. You might have been running your business for a really long time, and you might even have done cold email outreach for a long time. And maybe it worked for you before, but with all the new changes and the new technologies and the new software tools that are being used to help with this, maybe your results aren't as good as they used to be. And so you have to have that mindset of going back to being a beginner and taking advice and learning from people that are actively doing it in a way or with the results that you would also hope to get yourself. And so that's some great feedback.
Yeah. Also, I like the new UI changes to ListKit too.
Oh,
It's really great.
thank you. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that. So as a last question for you, Dojan, is what would you say to the audience, people that are not using ListKit already? Would you recommend ListKit? What would you say to these people to give it a try?
Oh, just, just buy it. Just buy it. Just try it. It's not that expensive. Like, even though I didn't have money, like you can find the money. It works. It's better than Apollo. Yes, it is a bit more expensive than Apollo, but the lead list is a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you said, it's money. Like it costs money, obviously, to get leads from ListKit. We've done a whole cost breakdown already on why ListKit's actually the cheapest solution out there because we only give you the verified business emails, whereas other
Yeah.
providers, Apollo, they charge you for all emails and then only half of them end up being verified. So you're actually paying double what they're advertising in most cases. But
Yeah, true.
paying for ListKit, you're paying for leads. And leads, if you use them the right way, leads are money. And so it's like, would you pay, like you're saying, 297? The question for the audience is, would you pay $297 to get 8 calls booked on your calendar with the same closing abilities that Dojan has to close 2 of those into actual clients for his agency? It's like, if I knew that I could do that and follow through on the exact strategy that Dojan is using and learning throughout the ListKit community, I'd do that every day.
Yeah. And it's just like, you have to try it. Before you try it, you don't know.
Exactly, exactly. So you got to give yourself a chance to succeed in business. It's a numbers game, it's a volume game. You got to get your offer, you got to get what you're doing out there in front of as many people as possible. Because guess what? If you're not, there's someone else that offers exactly what you're offering. I promise you that, especially at this point. There's
Yeah.
multiple people, maybe hundreds or thousands of people that offer exactly what you're selling. And a good majority of them are probably doing cold email or another form of outreach, getting in front of the same customers that you want to get in front of. So if you're not getting in front of those customers, you're missing out on a whole lot of business. And ListKit is a really easy and simple way to do that. So awesome.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to add, each component of the list kit just like covers itself. If you want to get, just coaching, that's just enough to price. If you just want to get the leads, that's enough for the price. Like if you just want to be in the community, that's enough for the price. So you're getting all three for a really low price.
Exactly. Exactly. Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your experience with using ListKit. I really appreciate it. I'm sure the audience appreciates hearing your perspective on this as well. And also congrats on the success you're seeing. I'm excited to hear more about your success. Post in the wins channel. We have the Slack community for ListKit. If you're not already in there, just go to listkit.io/pricing to pick a plan that's best for you. And then you'll be able to join our free Slack community where you can speak to users like Dojan. You can speak to some of our cold email experts in there on weekly live coaching calls. You can book a one-on-one onboarding call to just help you get set up with the actual platform. I mean, we're here to support you as much as possible to make sure you're getting results. Because if you're getting results, that means you're staying with ListKit long term, and that's what we're here for. So, anyways, thank you again for coming on here, and we'll see you
Thank you,
again.
Andrea.
All right, peace.